Okay, what's up, guys? Back again with another video in the middle of my MCU rewatch-a-thon. Just finished Thor about a few minutes ago. Haven't watched this movie in a long time, and I would say this film is actually on the underrated side. I still have a few problems with it, not as much as the next Thor movie. But let's dive right into it. Okay, first of all, let me just say Chris Hemsworth and uh Chris and what's his and I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Uh, the actor that plays Loki. But I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But they have first of all they have great chemistry together. But Chris Hemsworth Thor as Thor in this film, you can tell that throughout the film he definitely grows as a character because through majority of the film he's just a spoiled, entitled, selfish, careless brat who thinks that he's owed the title of king, who thinks that he's owed the title of Asgard when he hasn't even earned it, and his selfishness and carelessness had almost got him and his fellow Asgards killed. Even though that was later turned out to be a facade, a setup by Loki. Um, Later on throughout the film, he definitely learns that you have to put when you're a leader, you have to put your selfishness aside and think about the how not only how your actions will affect you, but the protection of your people and everyone around you and your loved ones and your friends. And I feel like this movie takes a nosedive when they go to Earth because everything leading up to it is pretty cool. But when they go to Earth, it kind of takes a step down. The humor, it doesn't feel as forced on me as some later other Marvel films would be, but I mean, it was kind of there. It wasn't really necessary, but in my opinion, the stuff on Asgard was way better than the stuff on Earth, which they would later make up for in Thor Ragnarok. Um, but we're not there yet. But I do think that they did it justice in the last one that they did in this one and in the next Thor movie. And with Loki, I feel like he's kind of like syndrome to he where he acts like a hero and deceives people into thinking he's a hero, but he's not doing any heroic acts. He's just putting other people's lives in danger, and he's only thinking about himself. And yeah, what Odin did to him, keeping um, his secret a safe from him, that he isn't actually a Asgardian. Yeah, that was, I admit that was wrong of him not to tell him that, and I do feel sympathy for him for that. But what Loki did to everyone else was also dirty and low down as well. With the human characters, when Thor got to Earth, they weren't really. I feel like they weren't really essential to the story. I mean, they didn't really add anything aside from comedic comedic relief. I mean, they were just kind of there just to progress the story along until Thor realized that he's the chosen one again, and eventually gets Mjolnir back. But the I do think this is one of the more slept on films of the MCU. This is probably um, in the middle somewhere. I wouldn't rank it too high, but I wouldn't rank it too low. I'd rather go back and watch this than some of the other films. But other than that, I don't really have too many complaints about this. Other than they should have spent more time on Asgard. Oh, and they should have spent more time, more focus on like Idris Elba's characters and some of Thor's friends that came to Earth to rescue him, and Idris Elba's character, I felt like they were owed as much. They didn't get as much love in this film and any of the other Thor films as well. I felt like they were just kind of brushed under the rug, and like they didn't really care that much about them. Though, but other than that, those were my only real complaints about the film. Um, but yeah, other than that, this one was okay. Um, but yeah, I would give it 3 stars. Let me know what you guys think. I thought it was okay. But yeah, let me know you guys think of this film. Next is Captain America, the First Avenger. But yeah, leave your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.